How you doing? Saen Higgins today, and in this video, I'm going to show you specifically what a tax lien certificate is. Now in this video, you're going to learn why a tax lien certificate is a superior lien to all other liens and encumbrances, and why there's really literally nothing like this out there. I mean, again, I've always been saying to people, if you can find a safer and more lucrative investment opportunity that's legal, put it in the comments down below and I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll shut down this channel and I'll start doing that full time. You're just not going to find it. So these are some of the things that you're going to learn in this video. What is a tax lien certificate? Very simply, a tax lien certificate on a property is due to delinquent property taxes. Okay, in over 2,000 jurisdictions around the United States, what happens is this. Once a property owner becomes 1 year delinquent on property taxes, and only then can the county put a tax lien certificate on the property. Okay, this has been around for over 200 years. In fact, one of the oldest liens I found was dated back in the 1700s. This is not new. It didn't just pop up. This isn't flip this house or short selling or any goofy fad that's out there, putting vending machines. This is a time-tested, proven strategy that has been around for literally longer than we've been a country. I've heard that Thomas Jefferson had a tax lien certificate against Monticello. So what they said is this. When we started establishing the United States, actually back when before it was the United States, it was a colony, we took some of the laws from England over here, and one of them was property taxes. The first thing they said is, we need infrastructure. We need roads, we need bridges, we need some kind of a municipality, we need schools to educate the kids, and that's how it all got going. And I don't want to get into the history of money and all this, but if you look at any colonial place out there around the world that was colonized by England on this, you're going to see a similar form of this, but the United States has perfected this. So we're the only ones that have this. So what they said is, okay, you own some land, you're using the bridges, you're using all this, the roads, your kids are going to school, let's put a lien system in place on that. So here's what it is. The way it works is this. If you're delinquent 1 year, it has to be a minimum of 1 year on the property, we can go ahead and put a tax lien on the property, we being the county. Now, it actually doesn't do anything to the property owner. All it does is says that there's a lien on the property. So check, they put a lien on the property. During that time period, they're going to write this down, it's called a redemption period. Okay, redemption period or grace period. That's a better term for it, I guess. So you've been late 1 year, it's no big deal on that. But here's the deal. You can be late 2 years. You can be late even 3 years. But at the end of 3 years, we're going to have to take some legal action. So this is also the beauty of tax lien certificates because the property owner is given that grace period, if you will. It doesn't go against their credit. It doesn't go against their financial statement. It's like something happened. So they say, okay, after 1 year, we're going to sell a tax lien certificate. The interest rate on that can be anywhere from 16% on the low side all the way up to 18% on the high side. Now, in certain areas, okay, this is legal, state statute, you're going to see it as high as 100% if it goes the full duration of the redemption period. But we'll talk about that later on. So what happens is this. Once they put the lien on the property, that person has that redemption period. Right? Like I said earlier, you can write this down. That can be 1 year on the short side up to about 3 years on the high side. They've got 3 years to come in and satisfy these delinquent taxes plus the interest rate on that. That's key. Okay, so when they come in there, they pay the county. This is where it gets fun. So we're going to call this this is the county municipality. Okay, that looks like a county building there. You've got the property owner. That's the property right there. And we've got you, the investor. You're going to be down here in this area. Sorry for my artist. I should have had my 9-year-old here. She would have done it better. Again, we're going to use, say, 18% in this example. So if this person here owes $2,000 in delinquent taxes, okay, after 1 year, they owe $2,000 in delinquent taxes. What happens is this. The county is now authorized to put those up to sale. It's got to go to a public sale, and they've got to be sold individually. So this eliminates the hedge funds. Again, this investment's so cool because it's almost like got a built-in cool factor for normal people. By the way, normal people are you and me. Okay, so this is you and me. We're a little skinny, but that's okay. We can go ahead and we put up the money for the delinquent taxes. Now, do we give this money to the property owner? No. We're not dealing with the property owner. In fact, 90% of the money, or 90% of the work is going to be done by the county. So what's going to happen is this money goes into the county. You're going to get a certificate that goes on file down at the county courthouse. Only in this case, it's paying 18%. Okay, let's say in this example, we're going to use a 2-year redemption period. In other words, this property owner has got 2 years to satisfy this delinquent taxes of $2,000 plus 18%. If it doesn't, it's no big deal. All I need you to do is pick up the phone and call your workhorse. That's the county. Hey, property owners failed to pay the property taxes. I am the lien holder of record, and I would like to execute my right to foreclose on the property. Now, listen, there's a lot of information here. All of this, look at this. I'm having fun here. This comes second nature. You know why? Because I've been doing this 30 years. I've been investing in tax lien certificates, okay, for 30 years now. Okay, nobody has taught more people face-to-face worldwide than me. I get it. If you've got some questions, just hit it in the comments down below. I personally answer those. But think about this. You're asking the county. See, the property owner owes the money to the county, not you. You didn't cause anything to happen. You didn't put a lien on this property, okay? You're not making something happen. Let me tell you something. If somebody lost a property to a couple of years back, taxes financially speaking, are they in a bad position? Yeah, you don't kick anybody while they're down. You say, hey, county, they're not doing something, then we'll start the foreclosure process. Now, at this point, again, this is backed up by state statute. They're gonna say, hey, Mr. Property Owner, I don't know what's going on, but we got to pay these property taxes. There's a whole procedure that's got to go. This can take 90 to 120 days. Everybody will be notified in this situation that has a financial interest in the property, including, we'll make a bank down here, the bank. So let's say there's a $150,000 loan on this property. Mr. Banker is going to know, hey, property owner is going into foreclosure. Okay, they're going to say, hey, Mr. Property Owner, what are you doing here? You're jeopardizing our situation. I don't have the money. Who do you think is going to pay this off? Yeah, the bank, probably. But if they don't, make no mistake about it, there is no ambiguity here. If the bank doesn't pay and the property owner doesn't pay, you will end up with this property free and clear of all liens and encumbrances for simply the delinquent taxes on that. Does that happen? It happens all the time. In this country last year, I can't remember exactly what the stats are, it was over $400 billion in uncollected property taxes. I know that sounds like a lot to you and me, but just to give you an example, that's only 0.5% of the property owners in this country. So 99.5% of property owners pay their property taxes. But when they don't, the county has a mechanism to make sure they can function as a county. That's what a tax lien certificate is. That's why they're so powerful. And again, I'm just going to get clear. There is no gray area in the law. Okay? You either get the property and you will own it free and clear of all liens and encumbrances, or you get your interest rate back. There are only two outcomes that happen there. Period, end of story. Now, are there risks involved in investing in tax lien certificates? You betcha. Okay, as they say in Minnesota, you betcha. Okay, there are some, and we're going to cover those in other videos. But this is what is a tax lien certificate? That is what a tax lien certificate is. Now, we've got a short amount of time here. I get it. There's so much more stuff that we can get into. And so I put a brand new training together. I'm so proud of this. Probably some of my best work up to date. If you want to watch that and get some really cool trend and go beyond the money involved in this, then go to, this is where you want to go, Higgins, Higgins method, higginsmethod.com, and sign up for that, and I'll send you that video, my gift to you, just for watching this here today. This is Saen Higgins saying God bless and good luck.